All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back or welcome to Optimal Self. So happy to have you. So happy for this sun to be shining and this weather is starting to get better and better and better. So wherever you're at, if you're in the cold or maybe if you're in the sun, let's be grateful. And so, but today's topic, I want you guys to stay with me for a second today, because today's topic is the ultimate question. You guys hear me talk a lot about the better the questions we ask ourselves, the better our lives, the better the answers, right? The stronger the question, the stronger the answer. The bigger the question, the bigger the answer, right? When we challenge ourselves, we have the ultimate power in creating the world that we want, creating our world, creating our optimal self, being truly the best version of who we are. So what is the ultimate question? So the other day, so I've been guesting a lot on podcasts. You guys are probably seeing it, posts all over, showing up. I've done close to 50 in the last few months. And I love it. I just love the people that I get to meet. I love the conversations that I get to have. And honestly, some of these people, they're coming back on our show, but also they're becoming friends because they're just great thinkers and doers more than anything. And one of the questions that I get a lot is this. And is this the ultimate question? But I need you to stay with me. The question I get all the time is, what would you tell your younger self? See, it's a really good question, right? Is it, what would I tell 18-year-old Jeremy, 20-year-old Jeremy? Heck, 25 or 30-year-old Jeremy? What would I tell him? What would I say to him? And I think about it all the time, right? Because that boy still lives inside of me. And I say this a lot in podcasts when people talk about accolades. You know, you went to a Division I school, you were an all Pac-10 player, you went on to play for the Reds and the Diamondbacks, you know, all these accolades, all these things, CrossFit Games, all these cool things, whatever. And I always say it, and I hope you guys hear it, is that guy, he's not good enough for my life today. He'd get his ass kicked in my life today. He's just not good enough. His mindset wasn't strong enough. He wasn't forward thinking and progressive enough. So what would I tell my younger self? Here's even better, because what's really crazy is this question, and I've heard so many, as probably have you. I've heard the greats, right? These influencers, these guys that you see everywhere that have millions and millions of followers. I've heard Gary V, Tom Bilyeu, Mylett, Shetty, you name it. I've heard them all answer it, right? And you hear, be kinder to yourself. Always know your worth, right? That's one that comes out a lot. Know what you stand for. The world is bigger than you think it is. Your worries aren't as important as you think they are. Some of you right now are like, yeah, probably, just be you. Don't worry if you look different. Some of my favorites, read more and watch less, right? That's definitely something I would tell my younger self. Get the hell off the television. Who cares what the news says? Who cares it's all bullshit anyways, right? You got a bunch of actors reading off a teleprompter. They're being told what to say. So let's read more and watch less. Stand for what you believe is true, right? That's one that I heard a lot. I think I heard it was either Ed or Tom say that before, maybe it was Andy Frisella talking about, stand for what you believe is true and listen to the other side. All cool things. But here's where I want to go with you today. I believe we need to reframe the question. Here's why. I can't go back and change that shit. I can't go back and tell 18-year-old Jeremy to X, Y, or Z. I can't tell yesterday's Jeremy to do X, Y, or Z. So the thought of telling my younger self, right? Because it's like, oh, but what would I tell an 18-year-old today? Well, listen, they're going to make their own mistakes. I have young daughters that are out there in the world and crushing it, by the way, who I'm so proud of, who just absolutely positively keep, they blow my mind every day with their own thoughts and processes and the things that they're doing, even through tons of adversity that they have both now had to overcome. And the thing is that it doesn't matter what I say. It really doesn't. They need to know love, and they need to figure it out on their own. They need to get in and they need to dig and they need to get on their own journey, not mine. It's not my journey, it's theirs. So even if I tell them what I would tell myself at their age today, they're still gonna have to figure it out on their own. So here's the difference. Right now, listen up. I believe we need to reframe the question and look from our future self. Because you see, your future self is who we should be aspiring to be. The next version of me. How am I going to create him? How many people's lives can he touch? What can he do? It's who our current identity, what we do today, it's who we should be shaping it around, not the past guy. Not that guy. Can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about yesterday, let alone the 18, 25, or 30-year-old mistakes I made. So let's reframe the question. And what I want you to reframe it, because this is the most important question, which is, what would your future self tell you right now? Yeah, let that sink in. You're driving, you're on a treadmill, you're wherever right this second. You know how old you are. I want you to add 10 years, right? So you're 40 years old, you're in the car right now, you're like, oh shit, you're 50 years old, 60 years old, you're 22 years old, whatever. I want you to add 10 years. Their 40-year-old self right now, live, in person, driving, wherever you're at. And what you actually do is go, okay, 50-year-old me, what is he or she going to say? They say, hey, listen, this is your decade. This is your chance. Because now as I see the future me, and I can start to say, where do I want to be? But what is that guy going to look back and tell me right now? You know what he's going to say? He's going to say, get off your ass. Stop playing small. Listen, life is about a little bit of risk. Life is about pushing the edges. Get to the edge of your greatness. Get to the edge of your potential. Get to the edge of your body, mind, and soul. Go get it. Because guess what? Those 10 years are going to pass whether you like it or not. You've heard it. These, 80, 90-year-olds on their deathbed, they never sit there and tell you and say, I regretted making this decision. No, you know what their regrets are? Not doing something. It's not doing something. So again, the ultimate question that people keep asking, and like I said, 50 plus podcasts, what would you tell your younger self? I don't really give a shit about that because my younger self can't do anything about it. And I also know the people who are younger that I can give to and talk to, they're still going to make their own journey. But in order for me to be the best version of me, I got to look at that guy go 20 years out. Go 70, 80, 90, however old you want to live to, would still have a great quality of life. Sit there with that person, he or she, and ask them, hey, what would you tell and say your current age now? What would he say to you? What would she say to you? What would that person 10 years older than you right now, you, if you're 40, what would that 50-year-old you say to you right this second? Stop complaining. Stop bitching. Stop whining. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop blaming the past you. The 30-year-old Jeremy that made all these mistakes and did all these things, right? Stop blaming him. Who cares? Can't change it anyways. Let's get on this one. Let's get on this journey. Let's get on the journey of being the best version of ourselves. Let's get on the journey of being my optimal self. So where do I start? Yeah, man, start doing Start with that hydration cocktail. Get that thing in your body every single morning, and let's see what your cognitive functioning does. Let's see what happens to your skin, what happens to your energy. What do you got to lose? Because I know that's what the guy would tell me. He'd be like, hey, man, you've been doing it. Don't let up. Don't miss a day. It's one of my mantras every single morning. I don't miss. If I say I'm going to the gym, I don't miss. If I say I'm going to meal prep, I don't miss. If I say I'm going to be here right now with you, I don't miss. I don't. That's one of my mantras, because I stand up for what I want and how I want it. And you can do the same thing. So your homework, your message right now, not even homework, you're right this second. Don't wait to do it. Wherever you're at, wherever you're hearing this, add 10 years to your life and ask the person this question. What would you tell yourself? And then just get out there and do it. Listen. Go get it. Stand up for what you believe. Be kinder to yourself. Know your worth. It's a big ass world out there. And it's so fun. And it's so beautiful. Stop playing small. Now's your chance. What would your future self tell you right now? That's what I got. All right. And listen, if you've ever got anything from any of these that you've heard, do us this favor, right? The one thing that you can do more than anything else. Listen, I love the DMs. I love you tag us in it all. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The biggest thing you can do is share it with somebody you love. Because if you love it, there's a good chance they need it and they can get some benefit too. All right. Until next time, get out there and be the best version of you.